Hello and welcome to day 2 of the No New November challenge. Today we're going to be taking some toilet roll holders, toilet roll centres even, and turning them into tags. Now this is one I've done previously as an idea. We're going to make a couple of these and maybe some other type of tag with them as well. What I would like to show you is what we've done in our previous video. So you can see what we've done if you've missed it. Yesterday we took a video of doing various different ways of basically blanking out a junk mail. So this is one which is Sky. I've not finished yet. I will do this at some point. I'm not really a fan of this style thing, so I'm going to probably cover this up with paint, just like the outside of this one. So the 3 techniques that we looked at, it was just plain painting, like this, collaging over, and then just covering it with some plain parchment, or in some cases I've used baking paper, tea stain baking paper, or whatever material you'd like to use as a cover. So that is what we've got up to. You can do a combination of all of these things on a single page. I have done that on a couple of them. So yeah, somebody actually asked me how many pages would you or should they do. It really depends at the end of the day how big you want your journal to be, how chunky. I'm aiming for 3 signatures. As I said in a previous video, I'm probably going to overmake, so I probably won't include everything in this journal. I may end up having enough to make a single signature journal at the end of it as well, but I'd rather have over and put the things that I really love into the journal, the finished project that I can be like really proud of, rather than opening a journal once I've only having enough to do the one journal, opening it up and not falling in love with it, being put off because one particular page is not as I would have liked. In fact, actually with this one, originally I didn't have these, it was all collage. I just found it too much, so I put on these, and actually now I quite like it as a page. I think before it was just too busy, and it was kind of, I was worrying about it. Not worrying, but I didn't love it as much as I loved the other pages. But now I've done this, it's great. I actually really like it, so I'm going to use this one in my journal at the end, but I digress. Anyway, I did want to quickly talk to you about a little giveaway that I'm going to do. At some point during this series for November, I'm going to hide 2 butterflies in my videos. So it'll be like this particular butterfly. It will just appear in the video at some point, not including now, obviously. It will appear in the video at some point of one of the videos, and the first person after each time will get a little paper pack from me as a gift. But yeah, no, it's just a little bit of fun, I thought. So at some point I will, after this video, I will hide this in my video, or I won't bring any attention to it. I will just pop it aside. I'm going to leave it here for now, for today, but it will kind of just appear at some point, and the first person who will email me, which is you can get my email address from the contacts below, will receive a free paper pack. Yeah, no, so that was a bit of what I wanted to talk about. So in order to do this today, you are going to need your centres. Now I've flattened these as much as I can for now. I mean, I actually quite like them being a bit bouncy because of the pocket style that I make with them. You will also need a selection of scrap pieces of paper, various different materials, plain papers, a mix of things to do your layering. You're also going to want some form of focal point. You can use stamps for this. You can use stickers for this. I've got some washi stickers. I really want to do these ones kind of toadstool themed. So I've got the washi stickers, but I've also got some ordinary stickers, kind of sticker flakes, which I'll use as well. I've got some of my handy dandy trusty labels, which I showed you in my haul video, to use. I've also got some stamps. I've got some napkin that I'll probably use as a background. I've got some pre-cut out tags to put inside. I've just covered them with parchment paper on the back. I've got my handy dandy inks as well. I've got some stamps, or again, you saw me stamping these out, pre-done stamps, which I'll probably use as well. I may end up doing some more of these because they might be quite useful for this particular project. So that is what I've got for today in my hands. So let's get started. Oh, the other thing you're going to need is to create this eye shape. I can't remember what the technical oval, that's the one. You're going to need something which is round to draw. The other thing you might want is I've actually put some genuine ephemera in these. I've got a mini card, and I've got a cigarette card here. I've just covered the back with, again, some tea stained paper. On this one I've just left it as is, as the card, although I might be tempted to put some parchment paper or something on the back just so you can use it as the thing. And then I also made like a little mini flip of papers and bits, and then there's also a big sticker which I put inside. I think I got caught up in there. So that's what I'm aiming to put, something, a little variety of things inside, so it's almost like a happy mail in a tag. So let's get started. So the first thing you want to do is you want a pencil, and you're going to want to do the top one first. So we're only going to take it from the edge round, so you've got here. Now what I will do is I will cut this out first. I've got really bad wrists at the moment, so apologies if I'm a bit slow and awkward at this. I probably won't be as normal, as precise as I would normally be, and whatnot, but oh God, I think my I get carpal tunnel sometimes, and unfortunately I think it's flaring up at the moment. It's been particularly uncomfortable. It's mostly at nights I find that I notice it, but when I want to go to sleep it starts throbbing. You're like, no. And then you want this to start from the same point, so here and here, that it touches the edge, so you get the same kind of ellipse going the other direction. Now this one's going to be a little bit more tricky to cut out. I will use some smaller snips for this. I can't actually remember what I used to do, because I made this one a while ago. I can't remember what I used to create this eye shape, because it's slightly narrower than this, which is fine. It's a bit different. I'm quite looking forward to seeing what the deeper pocket does. You'll get to see more clearly what's inside. And then I'm just going to neaten this off a bit. That's it. There we go. So that's one. I might use the lid on this one, see if that one does, because that's going to be a little bit bigger. Okay. Actually, let's do a different one. So we won't have the top on this one, we'll just have the lip at the bottom. I hope everyone's well. Here in the UK, they've announced that we're going back into lockdown again from this Thursday, which, well, they're hoping to basically get the numbers down before Christmas, I think. It'll be interesting to see whether or not we actually get to meet at Christmas or not with some family. Again, like I said in the last video, this year seems to have gone a bit out of, well, it's gone out of whack really, hasn't it? And so Christmas is going to be very different, and I can't quite get myself into the festive mood. So like I said in my previous video, any suggestions on little gifts I could do, I'll probably do a little mini series of gift ideas that you can make from home that aren't expensive, because at the moment I know that a lot of people are losing their jobs. So I think it's going to be a good one to do, and hopefully that will get me into the Christmas spirit. Right, so I've got these, and this one I'm literally just going to cut in half down the front, either side. So get my big scissors for that. I will neaten these up afterwards. So I think with this one, I'm probably going to punch round the corners. I'm kind of going to do all three, but at the same time, just because I'm here. Okay. Oop. Right. Back to this one. So this one is a fairly simple what's the word? Idea. It's basically a version of what we did on the pages, where we just layered different things. So I'm going to start with some washi tape on the bottom. We want a relatively thick washi tape to close this up and force it to stay, because this is, like I said, quite spongy. It won't want to stay closed if you don't give it the incentive. So I'm going to take this washi tape that I got from Washi Wednesday. It's actually packing tape, but it's got the same kind of texture as washi tape, which is quite nice, and you get so much on a roll, and it really does stick. So in order to do this, you don't need a huge amount. So I'm just going to turn this. Now, I don't want a nice flat edge on this, so I'm going to just rip a bit across the top as well. So what I love about these big washi tapes is you can kind of just take off what you don't need. And I'll do it on the other side because it will be on both sides that this is visible. There we go. Right. There we go. So you want to put it roughly about halfway along the line. If you've got any lines in it, you might want to kind of get it to add up to what the line is, but you don't necessarily have to. And then we're just going, oops, sorry, to fold this over. I'm using my nail to burnish out the wrinkles there. Let's just trim off the edges. I hope everyone enjoyed yesterday's video. I know doing the pages can be quite tedious at times, but at least the way we're doing it, we're breaking it down. So I think there's about 5 different days where we do different pages. So we've got the junk mail, which we've done. Tomorrow again we're going to be doing with magazines. We've got some with newspaper pages, some with scrapbook paper. We've got also some pages coming from recipe books. So we're going to have a good variety of them. You may wish to add in some plains as well, just plain coffee dyed paper or even just plain paper, but that's down to personal preference. And like I said, I'm quite happy to end up over making, so I can use the pages for something else if necessary. But yes, so let's carry on. So this is my starting point. I have got some vintage music paper. Where's that gone? Right, yeah. Now I love this one because this has been printed so small. This was I think, I can't remember which book it was now. Sorry, musician. It literally has the entire works in this book of that particular musician, and they're just so small. It just gives you quite nice texture anyway. So I'm going to use some of this on this one as a background. I like to do it so it's on the skew-if as much as possible. And I'm going to build up the inside first. So I mentioned in my last video, my favourite glue stick is the Yoo-hoo stick. I find it gives the best stick here. Now you will, particularly on the outside, when you're doing the outside along the edges, because it does this concave, is that the word? It does this kind of spring. You will probably want stronger glue along the edges, and that's where I use art glitter glue, just because it fastens it a bit better. But for this inside, just go with a normal glue stick, I would suggest, if you've got one. I try to conserve my wet glues as much as possible, just because A, they're expensive, and B, I find they're quite messy. So that's the first bit. What have we got? Let's put this on the outside here. Now you can choose to ink up the edges of everything. I will do a selection of both. Some of the pieces I've already selected have already been inked up around the outsides. You can't quite see it unless I put it on the white. But yeah, it's very preferential. I like to do a bit of both. I can't quite stop myself from using it all the time though. I have before thought to myself, I'm not gonna do anymore. I'm gonna stop inking. I'm gonna do a whole project without any ink. I just can't do it. Now this actually is where I've cut out a load of little mini flowers, and I've just left the edge because it gives you quite a nice edge. So I'm going to stick that on there. And basically what I do is I use the little punch. I've got a little this little punch. It's tiny, and I punch out a couple of them in different materials, and then I stack 2 on top of each other and stick a gem in the middle, and they give us quite a nice little detail. Get quite a lot out of it, and I do it out of the scraps, which I'm not likely to use for anything else. Sorry, I've got a bit of a frog in my throat today. I stayed up quite late last night and trying to, well, just I was watching a video. We were watching the movie The Rock, in honor of Sean Connery, which is so sad. But yeah, so we watched The Rock last night, and we had a bottle of champagne, which we had for my husband's birthday, which we thought we'd use up last night. So I'm feeling a little bit groggy this morning. I'm not hungover or anything like that. Just a bit on the froggy side. So I'm just layering it up. I don't mind seeing some of the cardboard behind. I think it's a nice colour. It's got a nice texture, but I will probably stamp over the top of it a little bit. In fact, let's do that now. Let's get my trusty word stamp. Now I always have to remember to try and put this up the right way around. I can't tell you the amount of times I've gone and stamped it upside down. I just want a bit. There we go. Only a little. Now I'm probably going to want to put a picture here, but actually I'm going to just carry on here for the time being, on the inside. I know you'll probably end up not seeing this inside, but what days are you guys looking forward to the most out of all of the challenge days? Personally, I'm quite looking forward to making the cover and also using the bed sheet. I've got this beautiful bed sheet that I got in a where did I get a boot fair, which is like I was explaining in the last video, similar to a yard sale, except for it's done from it's an organised event that is done from your car, and you can take whatever you want, and you just sell what you've got. And yeah, no, it's messy. I've got this beautiful one. I'll show it to you in a minute. So you've got a preview. I remember waiting. There was a little boy who was, a couple of boys. They were probably 14. On the stall, their mum had disappeared to go and get some food for them, and I stood there for ages waiting because I just wanted to get this one thing. I stood there for ages waiting for her to come back. My husband was like, just leave it. I'm like, no, I want it. But it's just so pretty. It's not really kind of autumnal, but I just want to use it. So this is going to go on part of my cover as well as the wrap and tag fabric pockets. I've also got some other bits of fabric which I'll probably use from other things, but it just gives me an eye difference. Now I'm bringing out I use these two stamps probably the most. They're definitely my favourite stamps of the time, just because there's so much variety. You don't need a huge amount of them, but it just gives you I just think it's quirky. I'm going to put that on the inside there. Okay. Does anybody else make a massive mess when they're crafting? I am terrible. I am going to put a bit of washi across this as well. I don't want a pattern. Just use a bit of this one. So I've got this is just simple dots. Coming to the end of this roll now, I've used it so much. I want a little, only want a little bit. Just to come along here. Or do I? I might put it up here actually. Yeah, I'll go there. Right, so on the outside, the base is done. Now I need to decide what focal point I want to put on it. So whether it be a washi tape sticker or a ordinary type sticker, or could use a stamp. May use a stamp as well. Let's see what we've got. Quite like that one, although I think I want a brighter stamp. Yeah, let's go with this. Now with these ones, they've got quite a wide I guess you can call it bleed on them to stop them from kind of give them space. When they're cutting them out, they might end up missing it. You know how sometimes you get a stamp which is cut in half. Not a stamp, sorry, a sticker which is cut in half. So I like to bring this right down and then I'll ink it up on this, just because I don't like the bright brilliant white on this. Sorry, fussy cutting is quite difficult at the moment with this. It's just right here in this wrist joint. Sorry, I have to concentrate when I do this because I don't want to end up cutting off. I have done this before. I've been talking and not been paying attention, and I've ended up chopping it in half or something like that. Right. I'm going to use vintage photo for this rather than walnut stain. And so I'm going to get my dauber. My bottom of this has seen better days. I probably should replace it. I have got some, but I just like to make it last and as long as possible because they're not the cheapest things in the world. So, actually, I'm probably going to cut the top. Stick this down. Let's see, actually, if I put this here. Yeah, I'll do that. So, like I said, this is starting to pick up again at the corners where it's bounded out, so I will end up going over it with this in a minute. I will also do the back, decorate the back somehow with something. Just I'll probably give myself something blankish so I can do some form of writing on the back if I need to, but also a little bit of interest. Okay, and a little last thing on this front is a little sticker. I want one of the square ones, wherever it's got a square one. Or round. I think I prefer a square though. Sorry. get so many in a pack of these. All around. No, actually, I've got a little square. You can never find the ones that you actually want. It's always the way. Always. No. Okay. Well, we'll stick with this. I will. So at the moment, I'm really enjoying this Yankee candle I've got. I'm trying to burn them. I try to go through a whole one before I swap on to the next one, but this one is mango peach salsa and it's amazing. I don't know if it's a new one, but it's definitely really lovely. I've also got here in the bigger one from last year's Christmas one. I bought a couple when it was in sale, and this one was Sparkle Shimmer, which smells amazing. It's just kind of very cinnamony. This one I really like. And then we have here in the UK a shop called Home Bargains, and they do basically a dupe of the Yankee candles, and this is Wickford and Co. And this is mulled pear and cranberry. It smells so good. So I like to have candles burning when I'm crafting. I don't often have it on my table, but yes, this is new. Right, so I'm really happy with that. I'm just going to go, like I said, around the edges where it's starting to pull away, and just pop a bit of this underneath it to glue it down. Sorry, I should do it in view. Oh, I think the inside ones are okay. So, that's the front. Let's do the back. Apologies if I talk too much. I do tend to get distracted sometimes with what I'm saying. Let's stop. Right. I'm going to do a little technique that I saw. I don't know how successful this is going to be, but where somebody took some corrugated card and used it to create lines. Now I'm not sure if it's going to work very well because of the nature of this pad, but sorry, the stickiness of this, but let's give it a go. Gives you something anyway. Gives you probably won't be writing on it. Oh, let's just move you over there. That's it. This is some of that baking paper I was saying, where it's taken on the colour. I use it to line the trays when I do my tea dye or coffee dye paper. I either use baking paper, which is what I did on this instance, but I have also used kitchen roll, and it takes on the colour really nicely. And it just stops the paper from burning to your pans for a start, but also because I put them in the oven to dry, because here in the UK we don't have that much really good weather that we can dry them in the sun, although we have had pretty good luck this year for the weather front. The way I do it is in the oven, so I use this to just protect my pans, but I get extra craft materials out of it at the end of it because I use it a lot. And as I use just ordinary kind of baking paper, but as it's as it's wax, I don't use it normally in my craft, but because when you heat this up, or particularly the one I get, the wax just comes off, or comes off or melts off or evaporates, I don't know quite how, and you can write on it. Okay. Like I said, just going around the edges with this because it's just better for sealing edges. Okay. So like we watched The Rock last night. Really loved that movie. I mean, Nicolas Cage is really funny, but and I love this particular role that he was in. Apologies for that. The movie was great. It's a classic, really. The score for it, the music score, is amazing. It's one of our favourite movies. What kind of movies do you like to watch if you watch any while you're crafting? I mean, my favourite go-to movies for when I'm kind of wanting to craft but with something in the background which I can kind of semi-focus on, look up at my favourite bits, is just the Lord of the Rings. Lord of the Rings, and strangely enough, Eragon. The movie Eragon. I read the books for Eragon, really loved the books. Movie was a little bit of a well, a lot of people thought it was a letdown, unfortunately, but I actually quite like it. You just have to watch it as almost like a different story from the books. I just put it on, let it be in the background, watch the bits which I like. Oh, and Dragonheart. I really love Dragonheart. I think we're just going to simply put that down there, although I do feel like we need some stamping here. I might just get my word stamp for that. I'm not going to put the coffee stain on the back. Okay. Now these are, I find, really difficult to separate. If anybody's got a tip on how to open washi tape stickers, separate them, that's great. Now the backs of these washi tape stickers, some of them you can get with quite big washi tape stickers. Let's just see if I've got one. Yeah, so like these ones where they're massive, you can save these and use these, the backs, almost like acetate for when we do the specimen slides. Sandwich something between the two. Right. Back done. Front done. Just need to sort out something to go inside now. I'm going to find some papers. Just a bit of this, bit of this, just different textures. So I've got a couple of different pieces here. I'm just going to layer up. I'm gonna get my tearing ruler. So I'm gonna do it as wide as the ruler. So I will do this side. I like to make things nice and easy. Don't have to do any measuring this way, really. So this time I've tried to set up my camera a little bit higher so you can see a bit better on what I'm doing. Apologies if you can't hear me as clearly as perhaps before, or even I mean, I know it was a bit, my voice was a bit quieter yesterday. Apologies. Sorry, my film on my video and my holder for my phone very handily likes to cover up the microphone, so I have to speak quite loudly for you to hear me anyway. So yeah, apologies for that. I am a hoarder of all things crafts, so I find it very hard to get rid of anything like little scraps, which people probably in their right mind would just throw away. No, not me. I'm like, I could use this. My husband likes, he doesn't like coming in my craft room. He said I can't understand why you have everything the way you do. I'm like, it's because it's easy access. I'm quite, like I said, I'm fortunate that I have a space, but it is very compact, and it's just how I like it, to be honest. Everything is within reaching distance, more or less, from my chair, and I don't have to get up and move around a bit too much to find things. It's kind of all piled up around me. And if I'm doing something specific where I might need like my paints or something like that, I can get those quite easily. So here's a couple of strips. Apologies for that, I managed to headbutt my stand for my phone. Right, so gosh, the film's coming along, so I've got to speed up a bit. I'll stop talking. I'm just going to layer these up. Don't want them to be too long, like that, because we're going to put them inside this. That's too long. Just tear these up. Tear a bit off the bottom here as well. I'm going to tear a bit off of all of them, because you get some interesting edges if you tear. Oh, seeds. That was smart, wasn't it, Emma? Let's use the other one. No. Washi tape. Washi tape to the rescue. I always, well, I don't always do this, but my trusty washi tape is what saves the day. Where did I put my... Oh dear. Let's use this one. Maybe over it on that, don't need that much. Okay. I really like this, it's just feathers. Right. Sorry, my cat's crying in the background for attention. He's not a very well kitty cat at the moment. He's suffering from a hyperactive thyroid. Means he is always hungry. I'm sorry, kid. Where's my stapler gone? Back in a second. Twiddle sticks. I don't know where I've put my stapler. Oh well. Just do it with glue instead. I'll find that later. Just put a bead of glue along the top here. I'll probably put a bit of washi tape over the top just to secure it. Probably not going to have enough time to sit here and do all of them with you. I'm sure I'll speed up on doing this eventually, but let's put some washi tape on the top. Let's put the same washi tape we just had, shall we? Oh wait, I've got a bit already cut here. Just put it around like this. There we go. Simple as that. So we've got this. The only thing I want to do is do a hole at the top, so let's get me where we keep it. Let's do a small one. Little gold one. Sorry, this video has gone on quite some time, a lot longer than I was intending. Apologies. It's just me yabbering away. Oh, no, don't go anywhere. I will do one really quick, simple. Sorry. Because I'm trying to rush now. Right. There we go. Why are you stuck? Locked it accidentally. Right, just put some string through that. So we've got this in there. I've got one of these to pop in here. I think that's a bit tall, so I will probably just trim this down a little bit. That's my big scissors. There we go. Let's ink up the edges on that one. I'm going to put this gigantic leaf sticker in there as well, and let's use put a little bit of plain something or other down there first. Oh dear, where have I put my dabber now? Oh well. Oh, up here. I hope you're enjoying doing this challenge. I'm sure I will probably say that quite a lot. I know I am. This is a new thing for me. I've never actually done 30 days straight of total crafting. It's going to be interesting. Some days will be more intensive than others. I mean, days when you're decorating things will be more labour intensive. They may take up a little bit more time. There will be days when you'll be super quick, zoom, 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 done. So yeah, this is going to be one of those days, unfortunately, where it's a bit longer. But that's that. And then I will probably just pop in there one of these cards as well. So there we go. That's the first one done. I think I will leave you for the time being, so you don't have to stay and watch me fumble for the next few, well, probably hour while I do the other bits. The only thing I will do is I will find some string to pop through here. And just pop it on the end there. I can't find my string right now. I didn't think about that when I started. So, apologies for the mess that I've been making. And I hope you enjoyed it. Tomorrow we are using magazine pages to make pages. I have one here. So I've got a free magazine which I'm using once. I think these come out a couple of times a year for us in the UK, and you can just pick up a copy as you go past. So I've got a couple of pages cut out of these, or ripped out of these, which I'm going to intend on using with nice colours and patterns and fabrics and very tasty looking treats on it. So this is what I'm planning on doing tomorrow. I have got 4 pages for this. I will probably find another 2, so I've got 3. So I've got potentially 2 for a signature, which will give us a few more. I'm going to experiment with folding these a little bit differently, like I did with one of the pages yesterday. I might include flip outs, etc. from these, but we will see tomorrow. I hope you've enjoyed this. I'm going to decorate these up separately, and I will show them down here. Just trying to think what else I need to say. Tomorrow we're going to be doing, like I said, the pages. Please feel free to post your current creations on either on the Facebook groups which we've got going. There's various different ones where I've posted these to, alternatively onto my own personal Creative Clearsea Facebook group, or on Instagram. Don't forget to hashtag NorthChal so we can all see it at easy glance. And yes, don't forget at some point to keep an eye out for the butterfly. And apart from, like I said, today's video, in the next month it will come out twice, so you can see and possibly win some bits. I hope you even enjoyed this video. Apologies for the length of it and my ramblings. I apologise again for yesterday it being a bit late. It was unfortunately a series of surprises, visits, and then complications on trying to upload my video, but thankfully it got there eventually. Hopefully today's will be a lot smoother. I kind of have an idea of where I'm going with it today. So if you've enjoyed this video, please like it. If you have any comments about what you're doing and you would like to put them in the comment section below, feel free. I'd love to hear from you. Also where you're from and what time it is when you're starting, when you usually craft. Also please feel free to subscribe so you can see the rest of the video for this particular challenge, and also look forward to seeing you over the next few months and next month, and working with you on these craft projects. All the best, take care and enjoy your crafting.